Are you gentlemen ready to order?
I sure am. I'm going to have the T-bone steak, medium rare, and can you bring that with asparagus?
Excellent choice. And you, sir?
I have a question. Is your corn hand shucked?
I'm not sure. No one's ever asked that before.
Well, great. But first, let me ask this. Can I get the broccoli au gratin without the broccoli?
So, you want a dish of cheese sauce?
No, I specifically asked for broccoli au gratin sans the broccoli. Try to get my order right.
I might never be able to please Mark, but marketers still need to work hard to satisfy all the needs of their searchers. Here's why.
Eric, you've been talking a lot lately about how Google is changing. Can you share a bit about that?
Sure. Over the past few years, much has actually been discussed about machine learning. And everybody talks about natural language processing, but what I see is improvements in matching of user queries to the actual user's intent. And as a result, we're getting a much more demand from Google for more complete content and really more content from sites.
Well, can you expand a bit on how Google is viewing content now?
Sure. Well, first of all, they're keenly aware of user satisfaction and how that impacts their business. Like when they satisfy more users, business goes up. When they don't satisfy as many, business tends to go down. And by business, I mean revenue from clicks on ads. So now their algorithms are beginning to look for it and try to measure that from sites. And what they're looking for is content experiences that tend to satisfy a much larger percentage of a user's needs. So I always like to talk about my example of oil filters. Someone searches on oil filters and they arrive at your oil filters page. That assumes that you're selling oil filters. So just to explain that for you all. But there's many other things they're probably looking for, like oil could be one of the things that they're looking for, or an oil filter wrench, or maybe they're going to do something else on the car today, that day, so they want a windshield wiper or something like that. So for publishers, that means creating a much broader set of content or taking a much broader view of what users might be looking for on your page.
So what advice would you give for improving the organic performance of sites today?
Well, there's 4 points that I'd like to make. First, create in-depth content that addresses user needs, and think about a concept that actually Rand Fishkin coined the term of task completion. Help users complete their task, which is probably a lot broader than just the particular page they happen to be on at the moment. And second, don't be afraid of long-form content. If that's what's required to address the user's need, then that's what you should do. There's all this myth out there that because of mobile, everybody wants everything in sound bites, but there's plenty of things where people want in-depth information. And third, research a broad array of informational search terms related to your business and create articles really for all of those and really try to address a breadth of user needs because Google's looking for that. And fourth, just think about volume. I happen to know one site that is growing by leaps and bounds right now, and my estimate is that they've got 15 full-time content creators working for them. And so now we're going to show a chart of their search visibility according to search metrics, how it's evolved over time. Now, not everybody's going to be able to do or have 15 full-time writers working on their stuff. That's okay, you don't have to do that. But maybe you should be thinking about expanding your efforts in this area.
Well, thanks very much, Eric. That's interesting information. And we can find out a lot more. You can get links to resources. You can find out how to subscribe to Here's Why so that you never miss one of these videos at the links in the notes for this episode. Thanks for joining us.
I'm going to hate myself, but do you have any more questions about the menu?
Just one. Your free-range chicken, where does that come from?
Ah, that I do know. We get all our free-range hens from McDonald Farm down in Hooterville. It's only about 40 minutes away.
Well, I'm going to need to inspect that farm before I order. Hold Eric's food until I get back.
Is he
always this way? I've got to tell you, our staff meetings are at least 5 hours long.